the trials and tribulations of a fairly novice poll worker at a California poll in Southern California. Well, it turns out we did have well over 100 votes cast, which, considering that we had 2 precincts now in our location, I still think that's pretty pathetic. I'm not sure how many registered voters we had in our area, but it seems to me like that was not a lot of people. Honestly, I don't remember exactly how many I had for the recall. However, keep in mind, for the recall, my location only had 1 precinct instead of 2. So that, of course, would make a difference. But in any case, I hope people got their votes in. That's the only way we can really have a say in our government, is by these votes. And make sure that everything is on the up and up. We've got to participate and volunteer. And when I say volunteer, it's not actually it is a paid position, poll worker, but it's not a regular job. You come in and you do work just for training for a few hours the night before for setup, and then it's just that really long day, 6 a.m. in the morning until right now it's 9 o'clock at night, and I'm finally heading home. Luckily for me, I'm only a few minutes away from home. However, we did have 1 precinct poll worker who came all the way from Tehachapi, and God bless her. I really appreciate her civic mindedness. This was her first time coming out to be a poll worker. This is my second time, and she came over 40 minutes away because we didn't have enough people step up in our own community here, and so they moved her from her community to come on down here. But it was great getting to know my neighbors. I've only been in the area for about 3 years, and so it's great getting to meet new people. And she was telling me about the Tehachapi food farmers market up there, and I make these little vacuum sealed jar chambers that let me reach it here real quick. This is my dehydrated apples and bananas that I love to munch on. It's a healthy snack, and I vacuum seal it when I make them initially, so that it can keep for months and months. And anyhow, I was telling her about the little vacuum chamber thing that I made, because they were asking, hey, what do you do for a living? We're kind of exchanging that kind of thing. And she said, wow, I went to this farmer's market. You should bring him over there, because people are willing to pay like $5 for 2. Yeah, it's crazy. Mother-in-law got stopped at a back of a truck in a Home Depot, so you can smell the fumes of the traffic going by in this parking lot. And in the back of the parking lot, they have strawberries and cantaloupes and pineapples and watermelon. And this guy is like, oh, this is the best fruit. Here, have a taste, and I'll open it up for you, or you can tap it, whatever. Well, we were going into Home Depot at the time, and then we said, all right, well, we'll take a look at it when we come back. So after we loaded up the truck, or while we were loading up the truck, my mother-in-law went over there, and I fully expected her to come back with all this fruit. And she comes back with nothing. I'm like, what? Why did you come back with nothing? And she said, oh, well, you wanted $25 for a watermelon. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's $25. So anyhow, fruit is, even in California, where it's grown, this is where it's grown, $25 for a watermelon out of the back of the truck in a Home Depot parking lot is a bit much. But anyhow, back to, what the day was all about. There is time for you all to volunteer in the general election. If your state is already done with the primaries, there's still time to get involved for your state level. Please get involved. They will need more people for the general, because more people show up to the general elections than they do to the primaries. Yes, we had more people than we needed for the number of people that showed up. We were most of the time talking to one another and playing on our phones, waiting for the next person to come in. It was really kind of funny when, people would come in after a big lull. We were all like, 6 people, trying to help this person. And sometimes that was a little much, so I had to, kind of take a step back and like, okay, we don't all need to talk at once. But, for those of you that are voting in California or in any other state where they are doing like the universal mail-in ballots, but you still go into a precinct. It is a security procedure to make sure that you turn in that mail-in ballot at the precinct. If you don't have your mail-in ballot, then it is a security procedure that then you will be voting provisionally, because they are going to check to make sure that your mail-in ballot wasn't mailed in. Now, presumably, hopefully, if you are not the one that mailed in the mail-in ballot, it would, and presumably your signature would match your signature, and then that would count, and then the provisional would not count. Maybe you forgot, like you got it several weeks ago, you forgot that you mailed it in, and then you can't come in here to vote, a second time. That's going to be provisional, and it should get kicked out, so you're not voting twice, because that, of course, is illegal. But let's say maybe your ballot got stolen, because in my particular town there's a lot of mail theft. So let's say you never got a mail-in ballot. Well, you come into the precinct to vote, you don't have that mail-in ballot to turn in, so you are going to have to vote provisionally, and presumably if someone who stole that mail-in ballot, if they try to vote it, hopefully that signature is going to be kicked out, it's not going to match, and your provisional ballot will count. If nobody mails it in, then your provisional ballot will count. I've been told that there is a new procedure in Kern County where they've got some software that aids in the signature verification. I'm gonna have to check that out, because the last time I did check it out, how that process worked with the signature verification, and it was all done by a whole bunch of people sitting at a whole bunch of computers, and then people could observe the process by looking at these monitors, and they could see the people who were checking the signatures. You would see, it would come up on the screen what the registered signature looked like, and then it would show the envelope. So they didn't have the envelopes in front of them, they were just looking at the scanned in signature and compare it with the official signature of when you did the registration. And they were just so quick. So if you, as an observer, when I was there for about an hour looking at them, and you'd be like, there's no way that signature matches. But the procedure for challenging it was not terribly straightforward. I was there by myself. There was a whole bunch of other people who were there that were, trained as observers. But so anyhow, I found that process and a lot to be desired there. Well, now that this new procedure is supposed to be computer aided, where they are checking for points of similarity. This is the first time that they're trying it out with this election, and I would love to go see that, so hopefully I'll find some time if I get caught up on all my orders that I can go over there and see how that process works and be able to report back to you on that. But anyhow, I am home. It has been a terribly long day. Before I say goodbye, I will go check to see if I've got some comments, so please comment below, and before I say goodbye, I will shout out anybody who has commented. I really appreciate everybody who has watched me today and has encouraged me in my civic duties here. I am going in the wrong side. The truck has not been parked in the garage in here in a while, so I'm getting on the wrong side of my garage, backing up here. So give me one more second. Keep commenting, please. Let me know if you voted, if you're in California, what state you're in. If you've ever been a poll worker, I'd love to know that. And, how does the process work in other states? That'd be really cool. And let me know if you are in California, if you plan on volunteering for the general election. That'd be really cool too. All right, I'm parked. Now I'm going to see what people have had to say. Don't disappoint me. Hopefully somebody said hi. Oh, Anita, thank you so much. Thank you, Ricky, for being there. And Scorpio Techno, who is winning LASD? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm going to check on all that tomorrow. Thank you, Anita. I'm going to go straight to bed. So anyhow, God bless. Talk to you all tomorrow. And just pray that, God's will be done, and we we get some good people in office. Okay? God bless. Bye.